Okay, guys, it's the end of 2022. As usual, I give a brief rundown of what we have been up to, Project Rescue Children, for the year, and also a little bit of a insight as to what we are going to do for the following year, for 2023. Firstly, it's been an incredible busy year. On so many positive aspects of what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve to eliminate child trafficking and exploitation around the world. We are only a small charity. We're not big, so we try and concentrate as much as our resources allow us in the specific areas that we currently operate in. We are currently registered as a charity or a company in Australia, the UK, Ukraine, and also the Gambia. The plan in 2023 will be to expand again, and one of those countries that we will definitely get into, and the process has started, is the Philippines. More countries are wanting our services, more requests for help from different parts of the world, and to be honest, if we had enough manpower and enough funding, we would be in every single corner of the globe. That is our goal, long term. So what have we done briefly in 2022? Firstly, 28 rescues from the dark web team. Now, the dark web team, those who follow us, we do operate in there, and it's a very, very tricky place to operate. It's a very dangerous place to operate, very secret place. There's a lot of stuff we cannot show, and I say that all the time, and it's because we can't. A lot of it is illegal. So we cooperate with law enforcement. We have a police liaison officer where our dark web team is located, who we coordinate everything with that we come across on the dark web. Everything's logged and monitored. So 28 rescues. That is from parts of the world, Australia, the US, Europe as well, predominantly online grooming, that our team takes over some accounts, and we groom the groomer back at them. And so we do exactly what law enforcement do there. And we're very proactive in the dark web for many different reasons. Child torture, sacrificing, body parts being sold, obviously trafficking and exploitation, child exploitation material, rape, torture videos. It all happens there. So 28 children we have rescued from the whole sort of aspect of the dark web. What else have we done? Rescues in itself from child trafficking and exploitation in the areas we operate in. 31 rescues, 31 children who have been rescued from PRC throughout 2022. Considering we are only small, and which is actually how we like to keep it. We don't want to expand into a big organization, charity. We're very slow and meticulous in how we grow and who we grow with, and who we have on our team. So 31 rescues on the ground, boots on the ground, on the front line, is an amazing effort for such a small charity. Arrests of traffickers and pedophiles, 25 arrests of the filth who are exploiting and raping, sexual abusing children have been arrested in cooperation with law enforcement that we work with on the different front lines, whether it's Kenya, Gambia, Benin, all those type of areas. So again, that's an amazing thing for such a small charity. 25 predators and traffickers off the street. What else have we done? The Kenyan Rescue Center, finally it was approved and has been certified. Finally, after all the corruption and all the the things and people and organizations trying to stop it. It has been registered now, and nobody will stop us doing anything. It might take us a little bit more time, but we will get things done. We dug the bore water hole in the Gambia. We also had the electricity fixed to the rescue centre in the Gambia, which is registered with the Gambian authorities, and actually part of the land is owned now officially by Project Rescue Children, the Gambia. So that is an awesome thing. Obviously, you just saw one of the young baby, a 1-day-old baby that our awesome team rescued just before being trafficked. Mariah, she's there. She's doing so well, and she's going to be completely taken under PRC's wing. She is with a family, so we have a family at the rescue centre, so she's in a family unit. So she's not just with one or two individuals, she's with a family unit. Grandmother, grandfather, mum, dad, all that type of stuff is there. So she's doing really, really well. And that was probably one of our highlights for the year, rescuing her. And it was just really a needle in a haystack type of situation when we had the information, but we just didn't know where. It could have gone both ways, but we did manage to spot her and rescue her immediately. So that was an awesome effort. We're going to, one of our first programs in 2023 will be to build the rescue centre a new roof. It's in horrible condition, and it's really bad during the wind and the rain. So, we're just completing the new school that we're building in Kenya, in Kisumu on the west side of Kenya. And, the locals are loving it, and so they should. They deserve a decent place to put the kids into school, a safe haven for these kids, who Project Rescue Children, by the way, for the last 2 years, but within the last 12 months, has, 31,200, 300 meals for the year, just for the one school. Again, it's an incredible thing that maybe we don't highlight enough about a lot of the things we do. People are just focused on rescues. People just want to see rescues, and it's all glory and all this sort of, well, that's great, but we do so much more than any other charity in the child trafficking and exploitation field. I'll stand up and say it in front of everybody. We do more than anybody on the front line, online, and helping and giving back to the communities that we operate in. And this is why we're so successful. The communities trust us. We give back to them. And it's a big circle, yeah? So that was a great thing. So we're going to try and help you guys, like you always do, with helping us do project, is to help us with a new roof. But that's later on. We obviously partnered extremely well with the Gambian authorities. We're extremely close with the Gambian police, who do tremendous work with us in exploitation in the Gambia. What else have we done? Ukraine. Now, Ukraine's a touchy subject, but I'm only going to touch base on what we've done. And I don't care if it's a Russian child, a Ukraine child, an African child, Asian, Western child, we're going to help them. We have done 6 rescues as far as relocating some of the children in Ukraine. And just so before you start jumping up and Ukraine, 2 of those were Russian children. So we don't care who it is or what nationality is on their back. We will help the kids. And we've done 2 humanitarian aid runs within Ukraine war zone, and that we've fed, I think it was nearly 2,000 to 3,000 people of providing them food, basic necessities, sanitary items. And this is from such a small charity, and I think it was only $2,000 to $3,000 that we actually raised to get that to the people on the ground, on the front line. And again, I urge all the charities who say they do things in Ukraine to help the people on the ground. I'm not talking about military, I'm not talking about governments or politicians, I'm talking about the people, just like the people in Africa and Asia and South America with poverty, and we need to help them. So that was we done an amazing job. The team on the ground, obviously risking their lives in Ukraine, to get the food and the sanitary items to the people, which you saw throughout our social media. We've donated, I think, over 100 body boundary safety books to both Kenya's school and also in Uganda, which is a great thing because where we operate is they're hotspots. So if the kids are getting taught body boundaries, it's like a force field for them that they can stand up to a possible predator. And trust me, there's a lot out there targeting poverty-stricken kids. So that's a great thing. We started our first ever poster awareness campaign in the Gambia, and it is working so well. It's amazing. We're getting so many leads and tips from Western pedophiles, which, by the way, not too long ago, we arrested the 2 Swedish sex offenders who have been traveling to the Gambia to rape local kids. We did an operation with the police. It went really, really well. The 2 teenage girls, are rescued. There's so much we've done. The sports program in Australia, it's the only one like it in Australia, and it is so to the point that the comments and feedback from the kids and the parents who have had an opportunity to be given the program, which is free in all sports clubs, was so well. They just didn't understand or didn't know anything that we were teaching them. So a big pat on the back to Madeline and Mitch Allgood, our 2 great ambassadors who actually are giving the program in Australia to sports clubs. The new school build in Kenya, I just touched on it. We're building totally. We knocked it down. You've been following us on social media. We can't wait. Hopefully in the next week or so, it's finished, and the kids can go back to school in brand new toilets. They've never had toilets there that they can use properly or hygienic. That's all there now, 2 new toilets. All our work going on in Uganda with child sacrificing, it's horrible, and it's really touched me tremendously the last year, being there, investigating with the police, helping the police, seeing the bodies of these children and the brutality of child sacrifice. And I've tried to interview some people, Interpol officers, just to show you in the Western world that this is real stuff. You know, it's not propaganda, it's not whatever everybody else wants to, conspiracy theories. Child sacrificing is shocking, it's viral, and it needs to stop. And we have, I personally donated money to investigations, and PRC donated $3,000 to help boost investigations and equipment and stuff that we can use with the law enforcement in Uganda, who we're working so well with, to put an end, try to, child sacrificing. It's shocking, and that's what we do. That's what we've done. I mean, I'm trying to get it all in quickly here, but from the bottom of my heart and every single volunteer and board member at PRC, we cannot thank you enough. Everything I've just spoken about, what we've done and what we're going to do in the future. 2023 is going to be a cracker for PRC. We can only do all that in the past and in the future because of you. And you donate to us so generous. And I know people are very skeptical about charities. And this is why we want you to believe in PRC, to believe transparency and what we're doing is different than any other charity. The people in our sponsorship, child sponsorship programs, you see it. I mean, you see where the money's going, your gifts and everything. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you. All the support from me personally, all the wishes and gratitude. And I promise we'll just keep going. If you help us, we'll keep going. And 2023 will be much bigger than 2022. So thank you. Take care. Be safe and have a healthy 2023, and take care and protect your kids. Be good, guys.